While we've grown a week mini bong, I'm Engineer Hoist, and welcome to our weekly Transformers Earth Wars news stream. I want to say hello to everybody who's joining us in the chat. We've got Super VH, Damon Swinky, Brandon C, Cuddy Fox, Altabot Phil, Gen 1 Red Alert, and Oktar, a couple of our channel members. Thank you for your support. And yeah, we got some good news this week. We're going into the holiday season, so the events are going to be a little bit light, and I think that's good. But we'll talk about what's coming up this weekend, and we'll even talk a little bit about what's coming up over the next couple of weeks. Because just a programming note, I will be off next week. There'll be no stream. I hope to pick back up the week after the first of the new year. So let's go ahead and jump into this week's news. This weekend's event is called Not Snowman, Snowbot. If that sounds familiar to you, you've probably watched the G1 cartoon. This was actually, I had to look up what episode it was from, but I knew it was Jazz. He was there was an unseasonable snowstorm at the Ark. And Jazz was covered in snow, and I think Spike went out and was like, "Hey, look, it's a snowman!" And then Jazz says this line. This was the episode "Fire in the Sky" where we first met Jetfire, actually Skyfire. So that is the that's where this line came from. I thought that was a neat little nod, and it's appropriate for this time of year because there's snow in a lot of the northern hemisphere. Not here in Florida. We rarely get snow here in Florida, and that's the way I like it. So let's move on. So this weekend you can take part to win up to a no-dupe 4-star crystal. You can also get Troop XP items, lots of Energon and Alloy, and the usual amount of premium 3-star and 4-star shards. So if you can complete this event, you get a normal 4-star crystal and a no-dupe 4-star crystal. So that's actually pretty cool. And like 300,000 spark. This is an individual event. It starts at the usual Friday start time, ends at the usual Monday stop time. And in fact, here in my time zone, it's going to be ending right about the time everybody's waking up to go see what Santa left them. It's one big prize board in Super XP, assuming through the event, 'cause they don't tell us that anymore. Gotta be headquarters level 4, hit the yellow event button, pick your zone, win the battle, collect the points, and collect the prizes. Standard battle zones, And here is a list of the prizes. If you will notice, it's a very generous amount of points you have to score to get that no dupe 4-star crystal. Just 910 points. Everybody should be able to hit this. Everybody is, as long as you go in there and you play the event, maybe like 5 battles, 6 battles if you're still really low level, you'll get yourself a brand new 4-star crystal for Christmas or whatever your holiday is that you're celebrating. And yeah, so there you go. In 10,000 points, you've completed the event and collected all of the prizes, including enough shards for yet another 4-star crystal, or to save up for your next 4-star Titan. Yeah, so there we go. So nice. And since we're taking a week off, I figured we should go ahead and talk about what's coming up next in the saga. So this weekend is a holiday weekend. Next weekend is a holiday weekend, so they're basically giving us 2 easy individual events. We don't have the exact details of next weekend, like what kind of prizes are going to be in there, but they do say it's another individual event for 10,000 points. So I expect the prizes to be very similar to what we've got this weekend, with the probable exception of the no dupe 4-star. So, and then the final week of the saga is the endurance event, where we can battle for the new bots. And in the stream today, Space Ape said that is going to be an individual endurance event. So these next 3 events, this weekend, next weekend, and the following weekend for the new bots, are all going to be individual events. So this good time to be taking a break from all of your alliance duties. Go spend some time at the holidays with your friends or family or whatever you choose to do. And speaking of the new bots, what are the new bots that we're going for? If you've got the newsletter, you already know what I'm talking about. It is, first up, Leo Prime for the Autobots, or in his case, Maximals. Leo Prime is one of the staunchest and most reliable of Maximal warriors, and yet most of all he yearns to lay down his weapons and pour his boundless energies into re-educating those he believes can still be pulled back to the path of righteousness. Nevertheless, he acknowledges that through combat the true character of a bot is revealed, and this has forged both bitter rivalries and true friendships. Leo Prime now leads the Pack, the semi-autonomous Special Forces unit of Maximals. There you go. Cuddy Fox says they should rename him to Leo Convoy. Yeah, that was his original name when he first appeared in Japan, because that was the name for Optimus Prime over there, was Convoy. There was no Prime. The title was Convoy, right? Yeah. So, but over here, and based on the toy that was released in Legacy, he goes by Leo Prime now. So, and here is a look at his alt mode. He is as I've seen people call it, the Derpy Lion. It looks very much like the Legacy figure, and I have it right here. We'll take a look at it here in a second. So, I mean, it's got the same look. So, and his counterpart is the Predacon Inferno. I'm sure we will be seeing it named exactly like that, just to draw distinction from the Autobot Fire Truck Inferno. Although him being on the Decepticons should be enough of a distinction, but hey, what they call it, whatever they want it. But yeah, so we've got Predacon Inferno. Inferno is fanatically loyal to the Predacon commander Megatron, largely because he misguidedly believes him to be his colony queen, and even refers to him as the royalty. The fact that Megatron directs him to burn anyone or anything that opposes him doesn't hurt either, as Inferno loves to burn things. Inferno is prepared to risk everything, up to and including life and limb, and take on any task, no matter how suicidal, for the glory of his colony, and he does it laughing maniacally. So, yes, I don't know if it's super clear, but he's Inferno because, yes, he's an ant, but he's a fire ant. That's why it's Inferno. And I don't know if you've ever been bit or stung by fire ants, but ooh, that is the worst kind of ant. Or at least commonly found in the United States. There may be other worse ants elsewhere, but yeah. So So, and here is his alt mode. And some people, when I've seen people question, why does he have pink on his back? Well, I'll point that out when we go look at the toy. In fact, might as well, let's go ahead and look at that. So there they are. There is Leo Prime or Convoy, whichever you prefer. I think he answers to both. And, of course, Inferno. So we were talking about the pink back. I'm not going to go transform him right now, but you can see that same, abdomen area there. This is the part here. So you can see in the toy, it's kind of a, more of a shimmery, I don't know, you might call it purple, but it's kind of a pinkish purple. So I think they just tried to approximate that color as the best as they could in the game. So that's where that whole pink back comes from there in the ant. But yeah, so there you go. And both of them, absolutely excellent figures. Inferno in particular. Leo Prime, not a big fan of how the front lion legs kind of just hang off the back of the robot legs. But hey, that's what you go. But I mean, he looks great in lion mode, as long as you're not too worried about the face. There's the lion face. Some people call it Derpy Lion, and yeah, I can see where they're coming from. It's fine. But I can tell you, nobody will call him Derpy Lion to his face, I'm sure. So, Super VH is saying it could have said Beast Wars Inferno like Beast Wars Megatron. And you know what's funny? When I copied the image of him over there, that's what I named it in my files. I did BW Inferno. so yes. Let's see. Prime and Duncan says fire ants are aggressive ants because while most ants are scavengers, fire ants are predators. Right. Mufasa Prime and Arson Ant. There you go. Nice. Cuddy Fox says still think it is Kimba the White Lion. Ha! Yeah. No, I know what you mean. Funny. Very nice. Super VH says Leo is so cool. Started to watch Beast Wars second. Yeah, I haven't seen that. I don't even know where to go to watch it. So I need to add that to my list right after Armada and Energon and Unicron, Cybertron. Where were we? Back to here. So that brings us to the community corner. Oh, it's on YouTube, you're saying. Okay, I'll have to look it up. So let us go and take a look at these wonderful pictures and whatnot that everybody over in Discord has helped submit. If you're not already part of Discord, there is a link in the description below. Come on over and sign up and hang out, and you too can contribute to these stream submissions and be shown off here during the stream. So we've got our regular contributor, Alien Frog, the guy here. We've got our latest picture of Menasor. We've been seeing a lot of shots of Menasor here. He says he is he's going to be the greatest swordsman in the world, and then says you get points if you catch the reference. And I gotta say, where did you get that translucent purple sword? Because that's really cool. And yes, I totally get the reference there, Mr. Alien Frog with the two swords and then biting the third one. Anybody else out there in the chat got it? Yep, I see Robert C4 has got it. So let's rearrange my windows here so I can still see the chat. Let's move on. Prime and Duncan is sharing the score from her alliance from last weekend's event. 26 minutes left in the event, and they were about 35,000 points away. Did they fall just short, or did they hit the 2 million and get the 4-star Autobot arc? And the fact that there's a spoiler image there, I think we all know the answer to that one. And yes, indeed, they completed it. So congratulations, Prime and Duncan, and to the rest of your alliance who is not shown in the picture. So, yeah, good job. And Alien Frog coming in here with some humor. Kid, Mom, can I get Tidal Wave? Mom, no, we have tidal wave at home. And so there's a picture of a... Not sure what tidal wave that is that you get. That's looks kind of like the Fans Hobby tidal wave maybe that you got there in that first one. And he says the tidal wave in question, and he's got Armada Megatron fused with Overlord from Titan's Return. So yeah, that's not tidal wave at all. But interesting that he can, you know, fuse with him in some form. So, nice. And let's see, Optimus and Megatron are chilling on Alien Frog's counter. He says they're all happy because they were thinking that hot cocoa is for them, but it really is not. He goes and grabs it, and they look at him like, "What the heck, dude? You know, you set that down in front of us, and you take it away." And now they're laying on the floor throwing a temper tantrum, apparently. Funny. Robert C. Forrest says something is in the works. We've got a little picture of Drag Strip there. Actually, we've got, he's changed his pants. So, is that the Legacy tidal wave, that picture that was shown in there? PB2? Thank you. It was hard to tell because it was a render. So we've got Drag Strip wearing Shadow Strip's pants, wearing some G2 pants, and then you can see in front it's the opposite there in the alt mode. He says something is in the works, and we've got some images here. He's building something in Blender. I can't quite figure it out, but I think it has something to do with a Crash Combiner. Because I am very observant and noticed the itty bitty file name right at the top of the window that he screenshotted. And my guess is it's also got something to do with Drag Strip. So he's saying, whisper, whisper, RID 15 upgrade kit. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about, thinking that when I saw Crash Combiner, that's what I was thinking of was the RID 2015, because they have the Crash Combiners. And then Drag Strip, you know, I think there was something along those lines, like the Stunticons would Crash Combine. So, you know, I get it, but you'll paint Shadow Strip up to be Wild Break. Okay, cool. But yeah, it'll be I'll be interested to see what you come up with, and I may ask you to send me the files. Oh, and we're also going to be making a Cybertronian shelf with Siege and duplicate characters. Oh yeah, I know. I'm still trying to figure out how to organize shelves and get certain lines together, and because there's so many that I you know, enjoy, and I'm trying to whittle down my collection, but there's just too many. So we've got the Combiner Wars Ultra Magnus, who has presumably been replaced by Studio Series 86 or the Siege Ultra Magnus. And we've got the RID 15 Strong Arm there, actually hanging out with her hero. So I'm sure she's loving that. Likely replaced by the Legacy Strong Arm. And there they are chilling out. Strong Arm, you know, is just having the time of her life there. And yeah, just continuing to pose. Very nice. And I agree, you know, no matter how good new figures are, those are both really good figures. For a warrior class, Strong Arm is got a permanent place in my collection. And the Combiner Wars Magnus is great too, especially the whole Minimus Ambus part of it. You know, you can't go wrong with that. Red Alert is sharing that, you know, we saw his Jetfire / Skyfire shelf. I'm sure he'd call it a Jetfire shelf because that's what everybody pretty much calls them, except for the G1 cartoon for copyright reasons or something. But instead, he forgot to add the Funko Jetfire that he had on the shelf there last week, and yep, it definitely makes the shelf look a little bit more complete. You know, very, very nice. Alright, and that looks like it for the stream submissions this week. Thank you everybody for your contributions. And if you happen to be watching somewhere other than YouTube, you can check us out here at this link, youtube.com/engineerhoist. Pretty easy. You can also follow me on Instagram or Facebook for infrequent behind-the-scenes content at Engineer Hoist. And also, you got a merch store open where you can get wonderful hats like this or T-shirts like I'm not wearing today because I've got my ugly sweater-ish shirt on, and mugs and other various things. You can head on over there to that link. There's also a link in the description that you can click, so you don't have to just copy it down. But yeah, if you pick up anything there, I'll get a little bit of a commission, and I'll appreciate the support. And lastly, roll credits. Thank you to everybody for being channel members and supporting us through all the whole year and everything. And thanks to our moderators. It's been fun. It always is. Busy time of year at the end of the year, as it always is. But we're here and we're having a good time. And let's get moving. Let's see. What do you guys got chatting here? Talk about Magmatron. Might be a Predacon. Is also the leader of the Beast Wars Maximal Dinobots. Robert C4 says, for Strong Arm, the OG is way better than Legacy. Yeah, as much as I liked seeing Strong Arm show up in Legacy, I was disappointed that she was just a repaint of the Alita and Minerva. Bot mode is okay, but when you put her in alt mode, it's too flat of a truck. It should be a beefy truck. It's really just like a car in the shape of a truck. So I would have rather seen beefier alt mode, which would have led to a beefier robot too. That was one of the things I liked about Strong Arm, that she doesn't conform to the typical female shape. But hey, it's all right. Joseph Triu says, "Ho ho ho, Merry Cybertron Day." Nice. You guys still talking Beast Machines? Like T-Rex is the leader, but Magmatron created the group. Someone you're forgetting? Not entirely sure what exactly that is. Because I haven't, like I said, I haven't seen Beast Wars Second, so it sounds like it might be interesting. And yes, Robert has astutely seen a certain HasLab release over my shoulder here, and live unboxing. I thought about it, but I unboxed him already because there's just a lot of pieces, and to be perfectly honest, I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, and I'm kind of tired. But I didn't want. He's been sitting in a box. He showed up like last week, like Friday. But he's been sitting in a box until tonight because I've just been so busy, and I wanted to get him open, and I got other stuff in the mail over the course of the week. I wanted to get them open, so we're gonna look at them, but I didn't want to take the time that it was going to take to do a live unboxing, so I apologize for that, but. All I did, I got him out and kind of gathered the parts, attached him to the throne or whatever, and just from that, he's amazing. Hey, before we go any further, we got crystals to crack. Not many, but let's go ahead and get it done. So we got some power cores. See, David is coming in here. He says, recommend not cracking the non-dupe 4-star until after you finish the event, so that you don't dupe the new 4-star with your 4-star from shards. Unless saving, then it doesn't matter. Yeah, I see what you're saying. If you finish the event and then you have it would kind of And there's no guarantee it would happen either way, but it would be disappointing. Is the I think the best word to say. Say you're like for me, I really want Roadbuster so I can finish a 4-star Ruination. Imagine if I cracked the non-dupe 4-star to get Ruination, then I go crack the new 4-star from the shards, and then or Roadbuster. I get the non-dupe Roadbuster, and then the next 4-star crystal I crack from the event is another Roadbuster. That's what you're saying. But like you said, if you're saving the shards, which is what I'm doing, then it doesn't really matter. So I'm saving all my 4-star shards to save up for the arc when that 4-star part gets released. And once I hit about 50,000 4-star shards and start hitting new levels above that, I'll probably start pulling 4-star crystals just to stay above 50,000. That's kind of my plan. But yeah, that's a good tip. If you're not saving it, save your non-dupe 4-star until you finish the event. Go ahead and crack the possibly duplicate 4-star crystal, then go finish it up with your guaranteed new bot. And they did say if you happen to have all of the 4-stars available, you're going to get 500 5-star shards, which is better than the 180 you would normally get from a duplicate 4-star. So you are still getting extra versus just a standard duplicate. Oktar says it's saving for the Titan, or just shards. I assume it's for the Titan. Pikachu is saving for the Titan as well. I will probably, as I usually do, I will probably save that 4-star, that non-dupe 4-star for the next stream. Just, I like cracking crystals with you guys, so case in point, right here. So you got some nice XP boosts. Cuddy Fox has 38,000 4-star shards on the alt account. That's a pretty nice amount. I think I'm at 20,000 on this account. All right, so let's go ahead and crack open these 20 duplicates. Yeah. Did get a gold G1 RC out of that. Not that I need it. And this next batch. There's Alpha Trion, and he brought along all of these guys. Yeah, so nothing particularly fun out of any of these. And since we're here, looking for something to do, there's my status of my crystals. I've got 35,000 3-star shards, 21,000 4-star shards now because of the 3-star duplicates we just got. Very close to a new 5-star crystal, and actually pretty close to a new 5-star combat chip as well. So, well, we'll see. In fact, let's see, how many 4-star crystals would that be? That would be 8 I could do. So, well, I'm saving for the arc. It's going to be a while, but I'm still saving. So, and by the way, I have actually been working hard on the Cyber Pass. Contrary to the way it's been the last few sagas, yeah, I've been getting most of my Cyber Pass points like in the last couple of days. This time I've actually been working hard at it, and all I really have to do now is finish collecting the Ore 13, which means I'm activating combiners way more than I usually do. Even if I'm not using them, I'm activating them so I can actually collect the Ore 13. And then just do about 100 more battles. Just finishing those two, boom, that's going to push me in and I'll get the skins. So I'm hoping to finish that up pretty soon so I don't have to worry about any Cyber Pass business during the holidays. I'll probably still play at some point during my free time. Like, I'll definitely be doing the event. And if I go a little bit further, maybe I'll pick up the... a few Total Spark crystals, because they do have a lot of Total Spark crystals available if you do manage to keep going. I've gone a couple of extra spots beyond a few times, but The only thing I really try to hit is the new skins. Oktar says, close to a 5-star too. It's hard to save 4-star crystals when you're that close. I feel you, brother. For sure. Beacon recharges. Oh yeah, for Ore 13. Yeah, that's usually how I spend my Ore 13. But what I've been doing actually is I've actually been activating combiners when I go into battle. And to the point where every so often I even just reactivate one that costs 25 or 13 just so I can actually spend it down. So I have plenty of room, because I mean, so many times I'd go tap and say, oh, if you collect this, you're going to lose 20 or 13s, and that doesn't, you only get credit for the pass quest for what actually goes into your account. Whatever's lost doesn't count. So you actually have to, use it up. And honestly, I've got so much Ore 13 in my inventory from various bundles I've purchased over the years that I've never used. If I did accidentally spend it down to nothing, I've got plenty in the inventory to add if I need it. Oh. How many 4-star bots am I missing? That's a good question. Let's do that. Let's take a look at that real quick, and then we'll head over to the toy portion of this program. The 4-star bots that will be available to me in this non-dupe 4-star crystal are as follows, and I quote. Well, these are the ones I don't have. The newer ones like Blue Streak and Rekgar are probably not in there. Roadbuster's there, and I think Brawn, Alpha Trion, and Ariel. So I think Blue Streak and Rekgar are still too new to be in that crystal. So there you go. So Roadbuster, Brawn, Alpha Trion, and Ariel are probably the ones that are in there that I'm looking for. And yes, the dispatch missions, I see Cody Fox is saying no dispatch missions. Yeah, it's crazy that I haven't actually been running dispatch missions for a while. And let me just you're worried about my Zen. I'll just take this off. Look, you see I've got 2,300,000, so I've got plenty of Zen. So Big D, long time no see, my friend. Hope all is well. I haven't been able to catch a live show since the schedule change. Yeah, I know how the busy schedules go. Been homesick. Well, I'm glad you can make it. I'm sorry about the circumstances that allowed you to make it, and I hope you feel better. Robert C4 says Rekna is out and his counter Jink Wimp is as well. I had a feeling they would be. Okay, let's see. What am I doing? Okay, so here we are. So yeah. I will go ahead and move these guys out of the way to somewhere. Stand over there and play. Nice. Okay, well, Inferno just fell over, and that's fine. You can do that. So do you want to see this guy first, or do you want to see the other stuff that we got first? Because I got 1, 2, 3, 4 other new Legacy United figures. I'm thinking, let's take a look at the little Legacy United figures first, and then get to the fun stuff. Red Alert says, show the hiss? Come on, man. You know I don't collect G.I. Joe stuff. I liked G.I. Joe back in the day, but I never got back into it to collect anything like that. So I definitely am not going in on any kind of HasLabs for G.I. Joe. Even the Marvel stuff, like the Marvel Legends, I think they're really cool looking, but I just can't bring myself to spend money and get in on Marvel Legends type of stuff. I got a few of the Star Wars Black series, which is kind of right in the same line, along with the G.I. Joe Classified. I got some of the Star Wars Black series, but you want to know something? It's all just off to the side in storage. The only one of those that I have out is the Mandalorian and Grogu. And that's what started it. And then I was like, okay, well, I'm only going to get Mandalorian related stuff. And that's pretty much what I did, although I do have the entire Ghost crew, which is actually pretty cool. I'd probably still keep them. But most of them are just kind of sitting off in a box somewhere. I've got nowhere for it. So as much as I like Star Wars and the Black Series looks cool, I just had to stop. I think I ended up getting a couple of the Bad Batch. Like I have Omega and I think Wrecker and maybe Tech. But that's all I ended up getting. So... yeah. Red Alert saying, "Oh wait, that's mine." The hiss. Yeah. Okay. All right. So I see. Cuddy Fox says, "Let's do the other stuff first." Oktar says, "Bad for last," which is two different ways of saying the same thing. And yeah, so let's go ahead and do that. So first up, I don't know which order I got them in. I guess it doesn't matter. Well, first thing first. We got Core Class Energon Megatron. And so there he is. He's just a little dude. And I like I said, I only just opened them up this right before the stream, so I really haven't done much other than attach the weapons. And I'm not really familiar with Energon much. He looks an awful lot like Galvatron, to be honest. Maybe that's intentional. I mean, he looks like almost exact. I mean, the knee pads, the chest shape, the crown on his head. I mean, that's Galvatron. So maybe that's what it's supposed to be. And the transformation, I took a peek at the instructions, so this is not entirely figuring it out. You turn that around, you flip this over, and let's see. Oh yeah, I think the wings, it says you spin them around. And the hands, they said something like you flip them up like this, which seems odd to me, but that's what they say to do. And then the legs, okay, so we'll flip those in. You bring them around and tab in. Okay, I see there's a slot there in the tab here. And these do come off and can be held as guns in his hands, but not very well because the peg is very short. I tried doing that and almost immediately fell out. So bring this leg over here too. And then they said something about like move this, kind of angle these back a little bit, and then bring the wings down. And you can take this tank thing up there. Almost looks like a Klingon bird of prey, to be honest with you. So there is Energon Megatron with very bad visible fist syndrome in there. So I don't, is this accurate? Maybe, I don't know. It seems to be okay. I don't know anything about Energon, so it's a decent enough little figure. I know the Energon fans are probably disappointed. I'm sure they would have rather seen this in like Voyager class or bigger. I'm sure. Maybe that's yet to come. Maybe that's still to come. Maybe this is just where they started. 'Cause, I mean, we've seen Core class Optimus and Megatron, and we also get Voyager class Optimus and Megatrons. So maybe this guy will show up a little bit later. Might as well stick with the Core class, and I got Tasmania Kid, who is like a little Tasmanian devil, and I think it's hilarious that the head is his feet, and you basically just crack open his jaw, and he's basically eating the ground as he walks around. So, I mean, that's the whole head. It's right there. You know, there's his little mouth, and you just crack the entire jaw open, and he's like basically eating the ground as he's standing up. So that's kind of hilarious to me. He actually comes packaged in the box with his head intact, so in case you weren't, you know, it's very obvious that's his head. And let's see, you know, I didn't even look at the instructions for this guy, so we're just going to be figuring this out on the fly. Oh, how does this work? So, like most Beast Wars things, he appears to be primarily a shell former, which, you know, that's fine. Does this rotate at all? No. Looks like we've got rotation points here. And how about this head? Does this maybe rotate in so we don't have visible head syndrome? Yeah, rotate that all the way in. It's got to be something with these legs because the head is clearly not in the right orientation. Does the waist rotate at all? Let's flip these back up, see if there's any other action we could do. Maybe I might have to consult the instructions. Does he maybe swing the legs around this way? But they gotta shorten the legs somehow. Or let's try going the other way. You guys give him any hints in the comments? Not sure. Well, that's a good theory, and it looks like we might be lining up, because that looks like that might be the top of a head here. I think we're on the right track here somehow. That's as far as that goes. Let's see. Oh, these... Yeah, okay, I see what happened. These got moved back up into their arm positions, and I already saw that they needed to rotate down back the other way. That's what happened. That's why it's all messed up. So there we go. That's where the leg goes. Boy, he folds. He completely folds back over on himself, doesn't he? I mean, that's the head there, and there's his feet all the way up above the head. And then you fold this. Well, let's make sure these are all the way to the back. And something along these lines. I think the head has to fold up into there. Something's not aligned properly. because this back piece is not coming all the way down where it needs to. Looks like that's got tab. Maybe these legs need to stay straight. Not that the back piece wasn't coming down enough, it's just that the head wasn't high enough. Something along those lines, and then this piece comes down here. And then these are the back legs. And he has a tail, which is the weapon, and that kind of comes in here, and I guess it just kind of plugs in, and there is your little Tasmanian Devil kid. We worked it out. Not a particularly intuitive transformation, but I mean it can be done. Yeah, you've got a little gap on the head because something's not lined up exactly right, but good enough. And he has a spare mouth on his chest too. But yeah, there we go. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool little Beast Wars little guy. Probably Beast Wars. Beast Wars, second or something. But yeah, he's got his mouth open so he can rah at you. I mean, even if you have it all the way closed, he's still like snarling. So he's a pretty complicated little core class figure. Super VH, if only he could turn into a tornado. Warner Brothers.
Fuel cells.
Oh, thank you, Optimus, for the fuel cells. I appreciate that. Just as terrifying in Animal Road. Robert C4 says, I hate how he looks. Oh, yeah. No, I mean it's pretty nice. I've never even heard of Tasmanian Kid before this figure was announced, so I'm happy to have the thing. Now we need Bugs Bunny. Oh, well, we don't have Bugs Bunny, but we've got probably the closest thing to the Transformers equivalent, and it is Bumblebee. This is the animated Bumblebee from Legacy United, as I'm sure you've managed to figure out. So there he is. He's a little guy. He's a little guy. I've got Chase over here still, who's roughly the size of a standard deluxe, and there is Bumblebee, who is also in the deluxe class price point. I've heard some people complaining, oh, he's just a core class size. Well, if you stand him next to the actual core class, he's a little bit taller than the core class. But he's definitely heavier. He's definitely heftier than a core class. So it's not always about the size of the bot. It's weight and engineering and stuff like that. So he does come with these weapons. You got they're like the little rockets, and then also his little stingers, and they can plug in together. They can hang out on his back, or they can hang out on his fist. And I did see in the instructions you can do this deal where you open up and fold his fists in, and let's see, I only saw this, I didn't actually do it. You can somehow get the fists together. Yeah, there we go. And this is something the animated Bumblebee has done. It's like his stinger weapon. So you attach the two together, and then he's got two little ports in there that these two plug into. Let's see, how easy is this, or difficult? It's not too bad. So there you go. He's kind of doing his little, stinger weapon, kind of deal. Cuddy Fox is saying the closest thing to Bugs Bunny is Stampy, but that's beside the point. Was Stampy like a rabbit in Transformers? I was more thinking about like the face of the franchise equivalent. I mean, clearly he's not a rabbit. So, no, that's okay though. I'm not aware of Stampy. It sounds familiar. So. Alright, so I haven't transformed this guy either, but he seems interesting. Alright, so let's see. So this part comes around. Let's see, so his car is facing this way, but the front is over here, so there's got to be something that flips. Alright, so okay, well that goes up. And hides the head in there. That's nice. No visible head syndrome on this guy. I'm guessing these legs are going to have to detach somehow. Alright, fold in the heel spurs. Got it. Let's see, we got a hinge here, so what opens? Is it this? Or is it the side? Hard to tell. There we go. That's what opens. Those are going to fold in. I'm guessing we fold the foot in. Let me guess. Oh, rotate. Yeah. Okay. Close that back up. Rotate. Close this back up. Probably plug these together. Yep. Dig it. Alright, we still gotta get this flipped around. It's not coming, and there it goes. And his arms are gonna have to flip back in here a little bit. And we've got some rotating to do with these arms and to get these legs just right. Well, that opens up, so maybe we rotate this. Yep. There we go. Is that as far as it goes? It might be. There's that. Get that all the way in. There we go. Got to get that tabbed in. And then close down the hatch, and the back wheels both kind of tab into that if you get it lined up just right. And there is animated Bumblebee. Super. Oh. Excuse me, this looks like a properly transformed character to me. Yo, I don't know what you're talking about messing up. I'm a professional here. Yo, I make tens of dollars. Let's see, then you can put these little rockets on the side. like my animated Optimus last week, I didn't have a chance to pull out my animated Bumblebee, but I do distinctly remember he has little rocket things that go on the side of his car over there too. The Stinger thing was actually built into his arm in the actual animated. The actual animated figure, not this Legacy guy. Cuddy Fox says, glad there's only one Bumblebee in the game. Well, you're forgetting about Goldfire. He's a sneaky Bumblebee going by a different name. The toy is actually Goldfire Bumblebee. They just shortened it to Goldfire for the game. Okay, then if you add the stingers to the back there, it's almost kind of like little rocket thrusters. So there's a little animated Bumblebee. So and again, you know, you talk about, you know, compared to core class, you know, you can see why some people are like, oh, this is just like a core class figure. So yeah, it's short, it's small. So I don't think it is a core class. I can see the difference, but I'm not going to argue anybody who wants to complain about it, because it's not worth arguing with people who want to complain. But sometimes they just want to complain. Anyway, last of the not HasLab bots is Windblade. So you guys say in silence phone. You know what? It's on Do Not Disturb, but there are certain people who are allowed through on Do Not Disturb, and that is one person. And I know she probably, when I didn't answer, was like, "Oh, that's right, he's doing his thing." So she forgets sometimes. That's all right. So there's Windblade. This is the Cyberverse version of Windblade, and I think it's cool. I think you know, I know she premiered in IDW. But I think Cyberverse is where she's probably, you know, most widely known from, because not everybody reads the comics. Really nice blade, sword here, and so there you got a nice looking face there. It's got her you know, city speaker makeup on or whatever. You know, she stands pretty well. I mean, you know, she's you know, solid standing. I mean, that's where, you know, the original one from the Thrilling 30 really actually fails. It is not a very, you know, stable figure of standing. You know, her little turbines do spin if they're not stuck. That one's, you know, a little harder to think. So I mean, you could spin it around, and apparently you got silver paint on the one side, so you can't spin it around that way if you prefer. So let's see if we can try to transform this gal. So we got these here. These flip around. These look to be the tail fin. The foot flips down. These flip up. We've got a little flap here. It looks like this hinges forward somehow, yeah. Okay, so that's going to tab together somehow. This is odd. These wings are going to flip out. Does this go like that? Aha. And then these go forward. So there we go. The cockpit, as usual, is on the back. So we are going to have to get a spin on the waist here before we lock in the legs there. The hands, they just can't seem to figure out what to do with her hands because looks like they're just going to reach down here and hold her feet. So she transforms by bringing her feet up to her, you know, bending her knees and then just holding her ankles apparently. And these wings fold back. And then we just got to figure out what to do with this cockpit. Looks like it opens up, maybe. Yep, opens up this way. Not the way I thought it was going to. And then we flip out the front part of the fuselage. So it really kind of just like shrinks it down. And I have a feeling part of this is going to... Do we rotate her head? Maybe not. Part of the reason this splits open is because we have to fold it down past her head. There's tabs here, holes in her shoulders. Get those in there. Close that up so we don't have visible head syndrome. Then fold the fuselage, the nose back together, and there we have a windblade jet. They've never been able to figure out how to do anything with her arms other than basically just lay them down the side. And the sword. Is there anywhere to put it like on the top? No, but I do see the little port there. It's kind of like a, you know, the little stand port, like a 3mm port. And yeah, you can just have her carry that on the bottom. And there is Windblade. Legacy United Windblade. And with the exception of Tigerhawk, that completes the Legacy United first wave. Because I've got Animated Prime and Tigertron, the Voyagers. I've got Chase, Magnius, Windblade, Animated Bumblebee, the Deluxes. I've got Tasmanian Kid and Energon Megatron, and Boulder Crash, the core classes. Where's the fan on her head? Where's her box? Don't worry, the box is just right over there. I literally just opened it. Is she supposed to have a fan on her head? I opened up the paper. Nothing in the box. Let's double check the paper. Did I miss a fold somewhere? Oh, there it is. Yep. Good call. Good call. Thank you, folks. And one last thing, she also comes with a gold fan that you can attach on the back of her head. You know, let's move this down so you can actually attach this on the back of her head, and sometimes it stays, sometimes it doesn't, so there you go. And it appears that this could probably stay in place as we go into alt mode. Yes, yes. And there we go. Now we're actually done with Windblade, with all of the accessories retrieved from the box. So there we go. Alright, so now we got to move all these guys out of the way because it's time for the main event. It is time for this guy. So here is his box. And there he is. So we'll get a closer look at the box. It's an awesome piece of artwork, I gotta tell you. I love the Purple Legacy up at the top here. And there he is. He's chilling on his throne with eagle chest, and you know, he doesn't have, tiger chest is off down here. He's just tiger right now, not tiger chest. And there's some Japanese, probably says, you know, victories, you know, victory Transformers go or something. And it's Death Saurus, 15 plus. So if you're not 15 years old, you're not allowed to have this guy. Really nice foil purple Transformers on this side. On this other side, it's got examples. You can do tiger chest as a bow and arrow. You got the living metal destroying cannon. Eagle chest there, and you've got a flail or a mace, whatever you want to call it, and then there's tiger chest as a tiger, winged tiger. And there's your obligatory product shots, as some people like to say. You've got his chicken mode there at the top. You got his I'm angry with the sword mode. You've got his Sentius Twins mode with the bow and arrow. And then you've got his I'm just going to chill out here on my recliner mode. So there, that is the box. And as you can see, I have him in his I'm just going to chill out on my recliner mode right now. So there with Eagle just perched above him, and that happens because he doesn't sit in there very, you know, securely. And he's fine, don't worry about it. I'm just getting him in a standing pose now, since he doesn't want to sit in his throne, clearly. And since Tiger Chest decided to jump out, here he is without the Tiger Chest. This might be the better way to show him off, because he's a big boy. As you can see over here, there's his throne. Got to pull this all the way back. Yeah, see that's get him in here. Move these other guys out of the way. You could not almost get him all the way in here. So you've seen the throne. I don't, you know, other people may have shown this off already, but yeah, you can perch the eagle chest up there, and then you can actually store all of his accessories here behind the throne. Other than the blast effects, he does come with these kind of a magenta kind of a blast effect. So two of them. It's the Jetfire blast effect, as we call them. They come in so many different colors. This is the Star Saber green version. This is the purple Dead Ironhide and Prowl version, so you can see it's similar in color, but you know, the camera doesn't show it very well, but in person it's clearly different color. And of course, Jetfire is just famously orange, but yeah, so there's that. We'll take a look at all this other stuff here on his throne here in a minute. Just going to get this out of the way. Prime and Duncan said, "Emperor of Destruction." Yes, to the point. It's so much. He's so dedicated to that, to the point that he just jumped straight off his throne and tried to attack my keyboard. Let's see. Kendrick Villa Ramos says, "I feel that Earth Wars should add more members of the Mayhem Attack Squad." Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Blind Prime says, "The chair falls over all the time." Yeah, he locks into the chair. You just have to fiddle. Okay, well, I'll give it a try. Like I said, I only got him open and managed to get him, you know, tentatively in the chair for about 5 minutes. Is about all I had to do it. Baltabal Phil says he threw himself out of his throne with the same reckless abandon as my 9-month-old son tries to throw himself out of my arms. Oh yeah, so Death Saurus is a 9-month-old child. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, so here's the tiger chest. He kind of just goes in and clips in, and there is Death Saurus. Very nice, very shiny chrome on the blades, his chest blades, and also up on his little head crest up there. Very cool. You know, his wings are articulated. He's got all the articulation you'd think you'd expect from a high quality figure. Not so much the not completely articulated fingers, but it looks like instead of the pointer and then the other three, it's like he's got like a 2 and 2. So almost like if you could separate them apart, you could do the live long and prosper deal. And he's just got his chicken head hanging off the back. You know, eyes in the back of his head. You know, so you can't sneak up on him because he's got his chicken head back here. I have not even transformed this guy, and I'm not sure if I even want to attempt it right now. But I do want to bring in his arch nemesis for a comparison here. This is the previous year's HasLab Victory Saber. And he is wearing his boots, and so Star Saber's wearing his stilts, and whereas Death Saurus, that's just him. So way bigger than Star Saber, but he also comes with the Victory Leo, which is like a whole nother large bot that he turns into shoes. So he doesn't need the extra shoes. But I mean, I think they look pretty good together. I've already got Star Saber already all toy hacked up. I will for sure get the toy hacks for Death Saurus once they come up with it. But man, they look so good together. And if you're somebody who's into mini-cons, Star Saber, came. This is basically we finished the Rescue Patrol. Star Saber came with Fire and Holy. And Death Saurus came with Boter and Peepo. So we've got the rescue squad here. So apparently the story goes Death Saurus has captured these two guys and they are his prisoner, and that's why they come with Death Saurus. So one of the things I like about these two guys is, Fire and Holy, it's like we got these guys as part of Siege. There's a number of these guys. There was nothing new about them. In fact, this guy, we got almost the exact same deco of this guy already. These two are like brand new. I don't remember any Micromasters that came out in Siege that were basically these guys. I think they use some of the same engineering, but they're heavily remolded with whole new shells. So that's pretty cool. It went a little bit of an extra mile with that one. Alright, let's get Star Saber out of the way and start taking a look at all of Death Chicken's goodies. Alright, so we'll start at the top. We've got Eagle Chest. So here he is. He's got his legs there. Got a pretty nice little wingspan. Pretty standard. You just fold his feet in like that. You fold these guns down. You fold the head down. You fold this up, and then you fold the wings in. And oh yeah, these rotate down. And you fold these wings in. And then you've got basically a cassette-shaped little dude that can go in his chest. And you can just kind of hang out there while you do stuff with Tiger Chest, or you can push him all the way in, and then Tiger Chest can still hang on there. So double compartment. So if Eagle Chest is ever messing him, making him mad, he just says, "Get in here, get in, and settle down." So there you go. Let's see. Yeah, I haven't done this guy yet. So, tiger chest. These chrome parts are packaged, separated from him. I think they said it was something about like protecting the chrome or whatever, but it's real easy to connect. If you get this guy and you haven't done anything with him yet, he comes and his feet are down, all the way down like that. It doesn't. You can't put him into the chest like that. You kind of got to fold the feet up, and the instructions may cover something like that, but I don't know. I didn't look at it. That's just something I figured on my own because I'm smart like that. Oh, let's see. Okay, so you can pull his head out, so he's got he's got a little slide there. Oh, what else do we do? Oh, we've got something here. I'm guessing that probably has something to do with like a bow and arrow kind of a thing. This seems like it would want to rotate out, but yeah, okay, so we can bring these out a little bit. That allows the back here to rotate. That gets the legs oriented, then these can come down. And is there... It looks like there's a tail, but I'm not sure how to get that out. Okay, nope, that's not supposed to do that. Alright, well, there's probably a tail, but I can't reach it. Maybe if I try to get that... Well, I'm not worried about it. But there he is. I think it's a stretch to call him a tiger. Yeah, I mean, he's... First of all, he's got wings. Second of all, he's got a shell. He's more like a turtle. But, does his mouth open? Looks like it should. Yep. But he does have a tiger mouth. Roar! So there you go. Except you can't see him. There you go. But I mean, yeah, that's fun and all. But I think Tiger Chest, he only gets to be Tiger mode when this guy, the big guy, is in chicken mode, because otherwise he's got to stay there and give him this imposing presence. I mean, come on, that it's not Death Chicken without this chest. Looks like Soundwave with wings. Okay, so first up, he has a shield. This appears to be his chicken tail for alt mode, but it opens up to be a shield, and it's got a handle that you can move a couple different ways. It does have the masterpiece style way of holding things with, you open up, put this into the fist, and it's got the little tab, so he can hold that with his, with his fist. And is there some way to get it onto his arm, perhaps? Maybe? I don't know, because you can, like, attach this sideways to where it just kind of extends the port out, so maybe is there somewhere, I don't know, maybe the instructions would tell me. I mean, they got ports here on the bottoms of the feet, but I mean, that would be a weird way to hold his hand. Oh well, we're going to just go ahead and let him, so he could hold it. Okay, well, I'm not going to waste my time to connect it in because I'm going to take it off here in just about a second. So he can hold that. And then he also has a sword. Really nice, huge blade. It's crazy. And just like, again, it's that same kind of masterpiece style handle. Got the sword and the shield. Blind Prime saying, "Did I find the port that allows him to wield his cannon on his shoulder?" I haven't quite got there. Still working my way towards the cannon. So we're just going to set the shield down for the side. Let's see. Well, we have the cannon next, but we'll go ahead and move that out of the way. Here's a arrow for if you want to put the tiger chest as a bow and arrow. Personally, I don't care about that, but maybe I'll do it at some point, but not right now. And then he's got this little flail thing, which he can also hold in his hand if you get it tabbed in. Or maybe it does, yeah, you still got to close the fist. So there you go. So now he can be, you know, swinging it around and hitting people with it. And last but not least, we have the living metal destroying cannon. Take it easy, Elktar. Thanks for coming. Have a wonderful holiday. And it's just kind of folded up in half right now for storage. That's also how it comes packaged. And then you go and you open it up. And you do kind of have to watch how it hinges because you kind of need to turn it on the hinge on the black piece first, and then the other piece. And then it becomes like the Overcompensatron 3000. Because it is the biggest gun you've ever seen. I mean, the gun itself is taller than he is. Not taller than the wings, but head height, the gun is taller. And he's got the handle here where he can hold it in his hand, but it is so long that you know he's going to have to basically have a straight hand or fully straight arm, so he can basically move the throne since we got everything off it. So there you go. He's got the living metal destroying cannon. And he does have an extra little handle here. Not sure what that is. Maybe that's what Blind Prime's talking about. It said the port's on either side of his head. I do see the slots on the head. I think this is what he's talking about. And my guess is we've got a little tab back here behind this. You can fold that handle in. That tab back here, and looks like there we go. That looks like that tabbed in. So there we go. We've got it. He's got it there on his shoulder as a shoulder cannon, because some people really like bots with shoulder cannons. And so there we go. There he is, imposing with his shoulder-mounted living metal destroying cannons and his sword. And I suppose he can go ahead and hold his shield now. There you go. There's Death Saurus. I don't think anybody's going to challenge this guy. Let's see if we can catch that light. Yeah, there you go. Get a nice gleam off the tip of his thing there. It's really showing off the chrome, the gold chrome there. So that's a nice looking shot of Death Saurus. Let's see if we can have him look better at the camera. There we go. And we even got Kremzik, you know, supervising. And if you thought Starsaber's gun was large, here is his V-Lock cannon, and compare it to the living metal destroying cannon. That's the length. So that's why I call this the Overcompensatron 3000. Everything about this dude is big. Hey, we found this spot again. The lens flare again. It is a very cool looking yet impractical looking. You know, seems like it would be impractical to have a gigantic cannon with claws for some reason, and you know, maybe claws on the end of it might make sense, but claws at that particular spot back there, what are they even doing? But hey, you know, whatever. You do you, Death Saurus. Yeah, so there we go. Let's see if we can get him. Let's bring Starsaber back in, so we can get a shot of them fully armed up. The camera's down here, Starsaber. There we go. Thanks. So there we go. Now that is, you know, that's a couple of really nice looking HasLabs right there. There's another nice looking HasLab right back there too, but we're focusing on these guys here. And yeah, that's a great pair. And honestly, when we got Starsaber last year, well, actually it was 2 years ago when they did the funding for him. I'm pretty sure everybody had a pretty good idea that the next one up was going to be his nemesis of Death Saurus. And very cool. And I gotta tell you, one of the big reasons why I've got these two guys and I'm excited about it is Transformers Earth Wars. I really didn't know a whole lot about them, their importance until Earth Wars. I mean, they showed up in IDW comics, but they weren't nearly as big as they were, and in fact Starsaber was a completely different character than what he actually was. And they really did not fight each other. You know, in that there's no indication they even knew each other in the comics, to IDW anyway. But once they showed up in Earth Wars, however many years ago it was probably at least 4 years ago by now. I had to go, okay, well, let's learn a little bit more about these guys. I was familiar with the characters, but I didn't know as much about them, so I had to learn. And now, you know, the more I learn, they're actually some pretty cool characters, and I still need to go watch Victory, you know, at some point. But whatever you think, whether you know the characters or not, awesome figures, and I am very happy that I backed these HasLabs. And so yeah, you know, it's what it's. HasLabs is hard to talk about because you know, you want to say it's like, yeah, you really should go out and try to buy one, but you know, it's done, it's over with. We paid for Death Saurus more than a year ago, and he's just now showing up. But I mean, there's some out there on the secondary market. You're going to pay more than what they originally were. The nice thing about these guys is they're not as huge as, like, say, Unicron. So I mean, they are. It is a, you know, it is a big box. I'd say this is actually about the size of a Titan class figure. This box here, it's about the size of the Titan class figure. And I'm seeing the shipping box says 8.23 pounds, so not terribly heavy, but it is large. It's about the size of what a Titan class figure would be, so the shipping shouldn't be too terrible. As opposed to Unicron, which is a 3 foot by 3 foot by 3 foot cube. Shipping for Unicron is like $150. I suppose it depends where you ship it from and to, and which service or whatever. Starsaber box It's up on my shelf over there. I think it's got stuff on. I don't want to pull it down, but I don't think it's quite as big as the Death Saurus box. But again, it's not, ridiculously sized. So even secondhand, shipping shouldn't be too much. But I was curious. Say you were to have purchased a Unicron, like an extra Unicron, just to turn around and sell, and you wanted to put it on eBay and sell it, and what would be the price that you would have to put it at to just break even? All right. So remember, a lot of people are saying, "Oh, it was $574.99 on the HasLab, so I shouldn't have to pay more than that." I get the sentiment. But first of all, everybody had to pay the tax rate in their state. So in my state, it's 7%. And then to sell it on a site like eBay, they charge you fees. There's also shipping. And like I said, the shipping for Unicron is like $125 at best. And so you have to account for that. And then eBay charges fees on the purchase price and the shipping price. And basically, I figured it out to break even. The price you have to set Unicron at is around $900. To sell on eBay, to break even price on Unicron is about $900. So, and I know he's going for about $1,500. So yeah, there's definitely some profit in there. But hey, who can blame you? I mean, that's the late tax. But when you're complaining about how much they've marked it up, complain from 900, not from 570. Big D said somebody claimed that HasLab had some of their crowdfunding projects back up from the past to exclusive members. Not too many people knew about it. Yeah, I saw something about that. First of all, I'm not a Pulse Premium member, so I wasn't involved in that. But from what I saw, they did have some Unicrons. I think they had some Star Sabers. They also had like the Ghostbusters Proton Pack. I think they had the G.I. Joe Sky Striker. And I'm not sure what else they had. But I also heard that they sold out immediately. Like within a minute, they were gone. I mean, there were some people who were there right on time. They put what they wanted in their cart. And by the time they went to go check out, it was gone. So they put things up, but they didn't have a lot of them. What everybody thinks happened, and I have a tendency to agree with it, is that these were the extras that they had to cover like damages, because they had a certain number of pledges that for people who backed these projects. Not everything's going to be perfect, so they're going to probably make an extra 5 or 10% more than what they actually had pledged. Because if somebody gets something and it arrives with a flaw, okay, no problem, we'll send you a new one. They don't have to go make any more because they already planned ahead that they've got extras that they can go do that. And what a lot of people are thinking of is what happened is these are those extras that they never had to put out for some kind of a recovery, and so now they're like, okay, let's just go ahead and get rid of them, clear out our warehouse space, because our time frame for accepting returns and exchanges or repairs or whatever has elapsed, and there we go. So that's what they figure happened. But yeah, I mean, almost everything sold out with like less than a minute, because they just didn't have much. Let's see. Blind Prime says, I backed both the Victory projects and bought a spare of each to keep mint in box, but it cost me a huge chunk of your old, I'm guessing that's Magic the Gathering collection. Yeah, I actually got 2 Star Sabers and I have 2 Death Sauruses as well. I haven't taken the second Death Saurus even out of the shipping box. I took the Star Saber out of the shipping box. It's up there, but I haven't. He's still all tie wrapped in. What did I? Why did I have a second one? I don't know. It's funny. The Star Saber. I backed one Star Saber very first day it came out. I was like, yep, boom, Star Saber. And then I was just like, do I want two? Do I want to? I don't know. And then it's like with like an hour left before it cut off, I back to the second one. So like the very first and like the very last for my Star Sabers. By the time Death Saurus came around, I'm like, yeah, I'm just getting two. I got two Star Sabers, just get two Death Sauruses. It never even crossed my mind to get two Unicrons. He was just too much. I mean, two Star Sabers, two Death Sauruses. Each pair was less than one Unicron. So, but I know some people probably got multiple Unicrons, and hey, more power to them. FedEx guy lost your second Death Saurus for 2 days. Finally, right? Yeah, that's funny. The same thing happened to me. My Death Saurus is that I was watching the shipping, and it took like 2 days to get from. I think I mentioned this last week. It took like 2 days to get from California to Florida, and then it sat there for like 4 days, not moving. And apparently they said it was a damaged label that they couldn't read it, so they slapped a new label on it. Then it came in the next day. So, and I have another package right now with the post office. With the same kind of a thing. It left the warehouse. It was like the last stop before it's supposed to hit my post office. They said it's leaving that day, leaving that distribution center that night. And usually, by the time I wake up the next day, it says it's arrived at that post office, and then I'll have it delivered at least that day, if not the next day. Well, that never happened. So now I keep getting oh yeah, it's in transit. It's moving through the system. It's like, I don't believe that. Y'all lost it somewhere. You put it on the wrong truck or something. So, I don't know. It's a package of like Legos. It's not super important. I mean, when it came in, I was just kind of going to set it for my backlog to do later. But still, I want my stuff. Do I watch Star Trek? I have watched Star Trek. Not all of them, but I do watch it from time to time. I haven't watched it in a while though. Alphabot Phil is saying, my disdain for scalpers does not extend to HasLab products. People buying them to sell on the aftermarket actually creates more stock than would be available otherwise. Yeah, exactly. There's no such, with these, made-to-order products like this, like whether it's a Kickstarter or HasLab or anything like that, it's not scalping. Because if you want in, you're going to, there is one for you if you are able to be there during that time frame and have the money and willing to do it. There is no way anybody can keep you from doing it like what scalpers do when they buy everything that's on the shelf, meaning you have no opportunity to get it. And like you said, if anything, people who buy extras, they're the ones who made it possible for you, or you, in quotes, to get it after the fact if you missed out for whatever reason. If people didn't buy extras, then there wouldn't be extras out there for anybody to get secondhand in the first place. So yeah, I agree. There's absolutely nothing wrong with buying extras to sell from a HasLab or something like that, because you're not taking away products from anybody else. They'll make as many for however many that sign up for it. Daniel Evans, oh man, that sucks. Had to stop using the mail to pay bills after the phone and lights got cut off because of lost mail. Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's terrible. Yeah, when I finally got to the point where I set up all of my bills, just, take the payment automatically every month. That way I don't have to worry about it. It's it's just all done. I don't have any concerns about being late on any kind of bills or anything like that, because it's all done automatically. Yeah, so it's definitely a lot freer. Yeah, with that, set up. Robert says, yeah, got a second as a future investment free 500. Blind Prime says, heck, that's why I got 3 victory sabers to resell 1. Yeah, there you go. William Edward Hackman says, I want Beast Wars Galvatron to come into the game. Okay. Ooh. Yeah, every so often I look at what, I do look at what Star Saber is going for. Just because, you know, especially like a couple months ago, I was in the mode of really trying to sell stuff. And I need to get back to it. I kind of took a break after TFCon, but then the holidays and birthdays and everything came around. I just haven't had time to look at that. I need to get back into it when the new year comes around. So I'll probably do that again. Every so often I look to see what the going rate is for Star Saber. I think, let's see, it was what, him and Death Saurus both were like, what, 179 plus tax? You know, 180 plus tax. I think it was, I can't remember. I want to say 300 he was going for. I might be wrong. Not a huge increase, and that's fine. I mean, that would be enough. But, you know, maybe I hang on to it for a little while. I mean, because like, who was that? I think it was Blind Prime said, you know, keep 1 mint in box, you know, kind of just in case. You know, not a matter of keeping it to sell, you know, because, I mean, that was, I didn't buy it to sell it. I bought it because I had in my head maybe I would have 1 in bot mode and 1 in alt mode. I don't typically do stuff like that, but I thought, yeah, I was convinced that's how I convinced myself to buy the second one. But I barely have space to have it out in bot mode, much less also in alt mode. So I never even opened the second one. And at the very least, it's a backup in case this one ever breaks. Hey, there we go. So. Oh, speaking of breaking, I got a, I said in case it breaks, and then I looked over at Star Saber thinking, because I've seen some people complaining about these little red tips coming off, and I happened to look over, and sure enough, there was a little crack in this one, and it was off a little bit, so yeah, sure enough, this one has got a little crack in it. And it came off. I'm not too concerned about it. Little drop of glue will get that right back on. Oh yeah, see when you put it on, you can see it's got a little. I don't know if you'll get it. When it's installed, there's a little crack right there. Apparently the tolerance is a little bit too tight, so over time it ended up cracking. Still, I could put a little bit of glue on it, that'll hold it on just fine. And here's the thing. Having a backup to fix this isn't going to do anything, because I guarantee you the other one's going to have the exact same problem. So, but yeah, so yeah, usually I see people posting about this problem like, I paid like $200. You'd think they'd be, you know, perfect. And I was like, come on, people, shut up. Stuff happens. Yeah, does it suck? Yeah, but you know, being that upset and you know, crying that the sky is falling because your toy has a broken piece is you know, a little overboard. So, just my opinion, you know. Sitting here listening to the DBZ Cooler movie, and suddenly went, is that Disturbed playing right now? And yep, it has Disturbed. Oh, nice. Yeah, that reminds me of the first time I played. The name escapes me. Is that Star Wars game? You know. With Cal Kestis, the first one. Why am I not? Why can't I remember that? It was. Ugh. Come on, people, help me out. It was that first one with Cal on, with the in BD1. What was the name of that? Anyway, you know the game I'm talking about. So anyway, so it's really bugging me that I can't remember the name. But anyway, so your comment there, being surprised about hearing Disturbed in there. I remember playing that game and I got to the one point where he's over and it's like captured by the bounty hunters and it was like, about to go into this, fighting pit or whatever. Jedi Survivor, thank you. No, it's the one before that. Survivor is the one that just came out. The one previous to that. But yeah, so anyway, he's going into this pit, and there's a song in the background, and I'm just like, what is this? This sounds awfully familiar. And I'm like, wait a minute, is that the Who? Yeah, because I heard I don't know if you're familiar with the Who, the HU. It's the Mongolian metal band, and it's a really cool music or whatever. And yeah, it totally was. They actually did a song for Jedi, whatever. It's killing me. But yeah, they actually did the song. It was one of their own songs that they sing in Mongolian. And they actually, I want to say it was translated to Huttese or something like that, and they actually sang the song in Huttese. Fallen Order, thank you! Thank you! Gosh. It was gone. It was gone. Oh. Yeah, but yeah, I remember just hearing that, I'm like, is that? And then sure enough, as soon as I got done with that little session, I went and looked it up and son of a gun, it was. And then I immediately went and found it on iTunes and purchased that song, and I listened to it all the darn time because it's so cool. Anyway. Kendrick's got more Earth Wars suggestions. Mentioned about the Mayhem Attack Squad again earlier. And now proposing a new combiner, Thunder Mayhem. Well, we're still on the Mayhem Attack Squad, but yes, Thunder Mayhem. I have that figure from the Collector Club subscription service many years ago. Bludgeon as the torso, Spinister and Needlenose as the arms, Windsweeper and Ruckus as the legs. Ruckus, in the Collector Club, for whatever reason, they had to call him Grabuge. They couldn't call him Ruckus. Probably some copyright or trademark reasons or whatever. But yes, I have that figure. That would be a cool... It's a different Bludgeon. It's a different design for Bludgeon in that Thunder Mayhem, but they can make it work. For example, the Ruination we have in the game, none of those bots were combiner bots, except for Impactor, but he wasn't a torso, he was a leg. But there is no such toy that you can make out of those bots, a combiner out of those toys. So they could totally use the existing Bludgeon that we have as a torso for that. But we do have Spinister, so we can do Spinister, but we don't have Needlenose or Windsweeper or Ruckus, so we could bring those guys in, and yeah, you may just see Thunder Mayhem. I like that idea. I like the idea. But we got plenty of other Decepticon combiners. We need some more Autobot combiner ideas. So. All right, folks. Well, this has been a great time, and I started this evening off saying I was tired and I wanted to keep it short. Here we've gone almost about as long as we usually do. And yeah, so I'm definitely feeling it. I think it's time to wrap it up and get going. Windsweeper was in a leak a while back. Yeah, I did see a leak about that, and you're right, I did see Windsweeper. So and as long as Earth Wars is going along, look to the toy line for hints about what could be coming soon. I mean, these exact things are coming to the game. a year or more after they were first released, but still, they are coming. So yeah, Windsweeper coming. You know, he very well could show up in the game at some point. But yes, you guys are saying Merry Christmas, and back at you. Like I said, this will probably be the last stream until the new year. So also from me to you and yours, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Hope you have a great time with your friends and family. I hope Santa or whoever it is that you celebrate brings you all of the things that you want. Yeah, I think that's going to do it. I'm Engineer Hoist. Keep all of my friends, and we'll see you next time.